What's up everybody, welcome to your 27th AngularJS tutorial, and in this tutorial we'll be finally finishing off with services, factories and providers. Now in this tutorial I'll be showing you what are some major differences in services, factories and providers, and I guess the best way would be to write a message in all three in a single code. So let's just first of all get rid of this code. Not all of that, just the main one. Now first of all, let us create a service. So this should be simple. Let's just write the service name as from service, and inside the function what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna write this dot message is this is from service, and that's it pretty much. And for application.factory I'm gonna write from factory, and inside the function again I'm gonna do var factory equals to a blank object, and I'm gonna say factory dot message is this is from factory, and don't forget to return factory. And from the provider, and I guess I forgot to tell you guys that inside provider as well you can use this keyword, so you can make use of this dot message equal provider, or this is from provider. And obviously you would make use of the get, because get is what is you can say initiated by the injector. So get function, so this would return me message, or let's just rename this to something else. M1 would be good, so this dot M1, and I guess this would work. So application dot controller is app function from service, from factory and from provider. Alright, so I'm just gonna say a greet message here. So scope dot greet message is equal to from service dot message, from provider dot message, this should be just message, and from factory dot message. Okay, so let me just take a look if everything's right, and doesn't seem so. Okay, so scope is not defined very well. Okay, so this is from service, seems good, but provider is not happy, I guess. Okay, so if I change it to okay, so I guess you can rather change it to our M1 and this to M1 and see if it works. Okay, so yeah, it works. And if you really want to use this one, what you can do is, instead of writing return, instead of returning anything, you can actually create get as a this function, because after all what's happening is that you are eventually not you, but the injector is eventually looking for a get function, and it can find it inside this as well, because with this we are just writing from provider only, which we are returning. So if you see right now also it works. So you can either use this code if you want to use this, or if you just want to avoid this at all, then you can make use of var m1 and just m1 here. So if you take a quick look at the whole code, you see that in services we are just making use of this dot message and returning nothing. It's up to you. In factory you can't use this, you have to make an object and return that. In provider it's up to you, you can either use this or return an object, and provider also gives you the flexibility to, you know, act inside a provider. So from provider, well, that's how it should be, but I guess I'm missing a function here. Okay, so here you go. Now inside this as well you could write a function like you can say set a name, and this function would accept a name, and this would just set m1 to name plus a gap, or a gap plus name. Okay, so now we can just set up our provider from provider dot set a name equals to codedam. And if we take a look at that in the browser, you see that we get this is from a provider codedam. Now you see that that's how providers work, and they're more flexible than factories and services, but provider is a hell lot mess as well. So if you have a simple application or you just don't care at all, you can make use of factories and services. But if you are looking to take control in your hands, you have providers there for you. So that's all how all three works, and I hope all three are clear for you. And if you still have any doubt, then feel free to leave comments below and I'll be happy to assist you. And that's it for this tutorial, and we'll be doing something more interesting in the next one and in the upcoming ones. So if you have liked this tutorial, then don't forget to subscribe, and thank you for watching. I'll see you then.